Jai Hind everyone, welcome again to the Patriotic IAS. We will start our IAS PCSwala Delhi current affairs. Under that we have near about 8 topics that we will discuss. The first topic that will start with the Easter that is being celebrated, and it will come under the GS paper 1 art and culture. So mostly for the prelims. Okay. Then we will study the Kacha Thiu, that is the island that already India has given to the Sri Lanka, and there has been the controversy with respect to this island. Indian fishermen still claim on this island, but yes, this has become the controversial point among the political parties as well. BJP now claiming that they will reclaim, they will again take it from the Sri Lanka, so it has become a controversial point. Prelims because its location is important, its geographical location, means international relation and the relation between India and Sri Lanka, that will become important. Okay. Then we will study the genetic profiling of the captive jumbo in the Kerala to begin soon. There has been the continuously conflict with respect to that, so it will come under the GS paper 3 science and technology, use of science and technology in the environmental cause. Okay, to means. Then we will study that cardamom crop in Idukki begin to wilt in the severe drought. So again, this is disaster management as well as the environment. So mains perspective GS paper 3. Okay. Then we will study a record of 60 traditional products from the across the India granted GI tag. So this is again the GS paper 3 science and technology, and yes, this is from the patent rule. Okay, so patent regime again for the mains, and for the prelims we should know that what are these traditional product that has been given, major traditional product. Okay, then the next topic is the very specific to the mains, and it is from the health sector, and we have successfully implemented the ART against the HIV and AIDS. So again, this will be totally based on the mains, and here on this topic we will try to write one answer. Model answers will be provided on this topic. Okay. Then we will study the compounding crisis on the impact of the summertime water crisis. This is from the editorial, and we have seen that the Central Water Commission has given the report that near about the most of the reservoir into the south, they will have the 27% of their capacity, the water. Okay, and this is consistently decreasing. Okay, so again it will be for the mains GS paper 3. In the last, we will study the implementation of ABPS system, Aadhaar-based payment system that has been made mandatory for the Manrega workers. So we will see that what are the benefit and what are the drawback of this system that is the workers are facing. So it will be totally mains based. So this will be all from the today's newspaper. Let's start from the front page, and the first news that is from the front page. The front page news that is this political news that democracy is in the danger, warned the opposition. All the opposition members they meet at the this Ramlila Maidan into the Delhi. Ramlila Maidan, this is famous for the protest. Here all the political parties, and they meet into the banner of the Loktantra Bachao, save the democracy. So here there are so many claim has been done against the democratic credential and the way the ruling party is behaving, and here there has been the announcement of the plan as well from the opposition party what they want to achieve. So here it is given that 20 hours 7 days power supply. This is from the wife of the Arvind Kejriwal. She read the message of the Chief Minister Kejriwal. Free electricity for the poor, government school and the Mohalla clinic in every village, multi-speciality government hospitals in every district. All this thing that has been the promise from the Kejriwal. Okay, so here a special investigation team that is alleged that being used against the different companies and electoral roll issue, electoral roll bond scheme. That electoral bond scheme was also discussed here. Next news from the front page is the Israeli strike on the hospital camp into the central Gaza, and there has been a lot of casualty. Here it is given that the Al-Aqsa Martyr Hospital that has been under the attack. So you should know Al-Aqsa Martyr Hospital. This is into the Gaza area. Okay. The most important news that we are going to study is this Easter celebration. So we will know that what is the basics behind the Easter, why it is celebrated. This is very famous. This is most holiest day into the Christians. They believe that at this particular days, when Jesus Christ was crucified, he resurrected, he arrived again, he died, and after that, due to his faith in the good, this is the triumph of the good over the evil. This is projected as like that. Okay, so there is no fixed date for the Easter. This is celebrated between the March 22 and April 25, and any day can be the Easter day, and this is based on the lunisolar calendar, that is the Hebrew calendar. Okay, so you should know that what is the basis. So there is the continuous weekdays in the first day of the week. This is considered as the start of the Holy Week, and this is known as the triumph entry into the Jerusalem. And after that, there was a Maundy Thursday. Maundy Thursday, it is considered as the Last Supper, when Jesus Christ took the final meal and shared with his disciples, okay, before the crucifixion. After there was the crucifixion and the death, and again after some day, resurrection of the Jesus. This is the miracle. This makes the people the God and deity. Easter day that is celebrated. Okay, so one of the important days is the sunrise service. This is just before the dawn, and it is it's taken as the symbolization of the empty tomb discovered on the Easter morning. Easter egg is also famous. This is the symbol of the new life and the rebirth. After the crucifixion, Jesus took the rebirth. Okay, so this you should know all about. Okay, so here the Paschal candle, a large decorated candle, represent the light of the Christ, and this Easter lilies, this is the symbolize the purity and hope. So please remember all these things. They could be asked into the prelims. Next important news is the comment from the Prime Minister Modi, that is the Congress callous gave away Kachhathiu to the Sri Lanka. So this is the case when this island, this is located into the here. This is the Sri Lanka, this is the India, and in the between this is the Park State. So you should know this is the Park State, and in this Park State, this is Kachhathiu island is situated. Now it is the part of the Sri Lanka, and it was transferred from India to Sri Lanka in 1974. So it was thought that this is the matter of the dispute, because after the independence there was a claim from the Sri Lanka that this is our area. Indian side, the fishermen from the India also used to fish around the Kachhathiu island. So the state government of the Tamil Nadu, they were not ready to give it to the Sri Lanka, but to resolve any of the conflict and improve our relationship with the Sri Lanka, we ceded it to the Sri Lanka. There was so much opposition from the state government at that particular time. It was under the DMK, and the Mr. Karunanidhi was the chief minister, the father of the present chief minister Stalin. Okay, so you should know that now they have the close alliance, but it was opposition in the 1975, and the Prime Minister Modi and BJP claim that they will again take it again from the Sri Lanka, so it will resolve the fisherman issue. The thing is that, after even ceding to the Sri Lanka, the Indian fisherman was given to right to fish around the Kachhathiu. But the thing is that after there was the use of the deep trawler and such boats, mechanized boats, there was the complaint from the fishermen of the Sri Lanka that the most of the fishes that has been taken away by the Indian fishermen because they have the higher technology, and that's why there was the ban to entry of the Indian fishermen in this area. And then the controversy started and the dispute take its highest, the climax and the peak. Because until and unless when Indian fishermen they were allowed, there was no such demand. But when there is the cases that the opposition from the Sri Lankan side that they should not be allowed, after that there is the dispute that is started. Okay, so you should know all this thing. There is the Saint Anthony Church. This is the this is the pilgrimage site for the both side of the fishermen, Indian side as site as well as the Sri Lankan side. So please remember this Saint Anthony Church, because this can be asked into the prelims, because this continuously into the news. So in the all it's this article, this Prime Minister of India is talking about the taking back of this Kachhathiu island from the Sri Lanka. So you should have the clarity, the location, and what is the historical background of this area. Next important news that we are going to take is this genetic profiling of the captive jumbo of the Kerala to begin soon. So already we have seen that there has been the profiling of this elephants in the many states. Now it is going to be into the Kerala, and you should know that the Kerala has the largest number of the captive elephant. It is near about 407, and this has been reduced because previously it was near about the more than this, and continuously there has been the death of the 25 elephant that they are in the captive mode consistently over the years. So this is the case. Okay, so here we have seen that the consistent death of these jumbo, these elephants. Why they are important? Because they have the longer life. Here it has seen that they have the 400 captive elephant into the Kerala. Okay, so the thing is that now it is going to start. There is a training, that is all thing is being done, and it is being done by the Wildlife Institute of India. So please remember who is conducting under the aegis of the Wildlife Institute of India. This is being conducted. Okay. Now they are doing it into the festive season. In the festive season, the elephants they are paraded from the one temples to the other temple. This is the rituals that is found into the Kerala. Okay. So already there has been the completion of such genetic genetic profiling of elephants in the many of the states. Now it is into the, and now it is expected that in the country overall 3,000 captive elephants are the now they have been found. So this is the case, you should remember. Okay. Next important news again from the same page. Cardamom crop into Idukki begins to wilt, severe drought. So Idukki is the district that is into the Kerala. So remember this. The second thing is that it is known for the cardamom plantation, and there is the chances that there could be the drought condition in all this cardamom plantation. So you should remember, if the drought continue for the another 2 weeks, so most of their cardamom plants may be destroyed. This is the situation, and such situation was found in 1982 when the rainfall arrived on the 17th of April, and there was the drought condition and the perishing of this cardamom plant. So this is the situation again into the Kerala. This is from this news article. Next important news that we are going to take is a record GI tag that has been given to the Assam and other area. Now not only Assam but also Tripura and to the Tripura and Meghalaya. Okay, so here it is given near about a 60 GI tag, and this shows that the people and the local people, now there is a growing interest into the traditional attires, traditional protecting this indigenous heritage. Maximum that is going to the Assam. Here it is the 13 other products, including there has been the 6 other traditional craft and 13. So total it will be the 19 from the Assam and 2 from the Meghalaya, 2 from the Tripura and other areas. So here there are the figures. You will have the more clarity that what are the area that has been given this thing. Okay, so Akshari Kandi terracotta craft. So here it is represented by this terracotta. This is made up of the soil, earth. Okay. Pani Mateka craft. So this is made up of the mix of the rice paste. Okay. So you can notice the here the intricate details and vibrant colors. Okay. Then you will find that the Sarthebari metal craft. So here it is the Sarthebari metal craft. So please be careful. So you can recognize maybe into the state pieces they can ask. Here there is the so many name with the Bodo Torkha, Bodo Jomgra. Okay, all this thing here it is given the craft and the instrument that is used. Okay, here all this. So this is the Bihu dhol. So you should know this is the used during the Bihu dance. This is the folk dance of the Assamese. Bodo Eri silk. So this is the weaving of the silk. Japi. Okay. Bamboo headgear. So here it is the bamboo headgear made up of the bamboo. Okay. From the Banaras, there is the Banaras Thandai. This is a type of the, okay, so this is the light, this is the a product of the, maybe it could be considered as the intoxication, alcohol, but yes, this is very much famous, and you must have been seeing the people during the Mahasivaratri, and it is associated with the Mahasivaratri. At that particular time, it was offered to the god, and god Vishwanath, that is considered as the Kasi Vishwanath here. So Shiva is the main deity of the Kasi Vishwanath. Okay, so here it is given that the other area like the Banaras, it is the Banasi Tabla, Banasi Sehnai. Sehnai, you must have been remembered the Bismillah Khan, famous Sehnai player. Banaras Lal Bharwa Mich and the Banaras Lal Peda. So here it is given that this is the tabla. This is the unique way that they create it. This is the Sahanai, Banaras Lal Peda, and this is the Bharwa Mich of the Banaras. So you should have the clarity with the pictures. Then we have the two of the Tripura GI tag that is given one to the, this is the Matabari Peda. Here it is the Matabari Peda, and this other is the Pachra Rigna. Pachra Rigna, here it is a type of the sari. This is the craft. Okay, here in the Meghalaya, there is the 3 GI tag that is given. The first is a famous product, that is this 3. Lidnai pottery. So this is the Lidnai pottery. Okay, and here it is the Chubichi. Chubichi, this is the Chubichi made up of this wooden product, and this is the Garo textile weaving. This is the way they weave. Here it is given this. Okay, so please be careful of all this. They are very important for the prelims and particularly the state PCS. Next important news that we are going to take is from the editorial, and it's talk about the art of India's HIV response. So we will talk about that, how this ART of the India is started in response of the HIV virus. So here we will study that how the India's health sector developed. So this is very important for the GS paper 2, where the health sector is included. So whenever the question comes, you should have the idea that already what we have done. So we will start with the what was the main origin point. When HIV virus and this HIV infection comes, it was considered at the death sentence, that if you are infected by the HIV or the AIDS, you will be certainly die. So here writer has mentioned that it was known as the death sentence when it evolved into the 1980. Okay. After that, the first medicine that come was known as the AZT, and it came into the 1987. This was the case, and it first came into the US and US Food Department Administration. So that first approved it, and the name of the medicine was the AZT. So please remember, Gidovudine was the name. Gidovudine, it was the name. Okay. Before entering into the India, what was the case? It was first brought to the Indias as the free medicine and free therapy into the 2004, and that's why into the 2024 now it is the 20 years, 2 decade. So what was the case into that particular time in 2004? There was the 5.1 million person who are living with this HIV. So it was known as the PLHIV, people living with the HIV. This 51 million means 51 lakh people they were impacted. And how many of them are receiving this medicine? Only 7,000 out of 51 million, 51 lakh, only 7,000 were able to get this, because it was not accessible and it was very costly. Take the condition in 1996, the cost of yearly treatment was $10,000 a year. If you will convert into the rupees, it will be near about the 5 lakh rupees at that particular time. 5 lakh rupees into 1995. At that particular time, even the cost of this Scorpio was just 2 lakh rupees, near about the 2 lakh rupees. So can you imagine, even the salary of our president at that particular time was the near about the 90,000 1 lakh rupees per month. So it was difficult for the even for the president to do that. That's why it's become so inaccessible, and death was very high due to the HIV and AIDS cases. Okay. At that particular time, it was known as the therapy was known as the HAART, HAART, highly active antiretroviral therapy. So that time it was known this. Okay. How it gradually become less costly and accessible? It was first started with the UN General Assembly Millennium Summit, and in this summit it was aimed that the goal was put forward that we are going to stop this type of the disease from the spreading and reversing the cases. Means if the cases has reached to the 1 lakh, instead of increasing to the 1 lakh 10,000, 1 lakh 20,000, we will reverse number of the cases. We will try to decrease from the 1 lakh to the 90,000, 80,000. So this was the reversal that was aimed. Okay. After that, the Global Fund to Fight AIDS, Tuberculosis and Malaria was founded in 2002, and after that it became the universal access. Okay, so it advocated for the universal access of the treatment, care and all this in medicine support service. And then into the 2004, India started with this initiative of the free antiretroviral treatment and therapy. Okay, so please be very careful. So after that, we got the success. There was a gradual increase. We included the children as well into the 2006, and now into the 2023, due to this initiative, due to the consistent effort, now the cases are only near about 2.4 million. Despite we have large increase into the population, we have control, we have reverse. It is 2.4 means it is just the 24 lakh people that are now infected. So you can imagine 51 lakh at that particular time, we reversed and we reduced, and that's why it is considered as a successful initiative and successful where India got the success. Okay, so here the death cases, okay, has reversed, not reversed, it has been reduced so much, and even 68% was virally suppressed. Okay, this is the case. 82% of the PLHIV knew their status due to the high diagnosis. 72% now receiving the ART, antiretroviral therapy and the treatment. Okay, so be very careful that despite there is the 24 lakh, the people are being diagnosed, they know that their status, that what is the infection, and they know that the virus can be suppressed, we can survive. This is the case, and instead of this, the reverse case was there. Okay, so here we can see that the decline in the infection is the 48%. It is more than the global decline. Global decline at the global level, it is 31%. So India's initiative was well impacted. Okay. the mortality decline is 82%, means instead of 100 people were dying at that particular time, now only 18 people are dying out of 100. Okay, so this is the 82% reversal. That is the case, that is the success story of this. Okay. So for this successful implementation, why we have achieved this? Because our approach was the patient-centric approach, and by this we provided the free ART to the people, and by that we provided the free diagnosis so that they can know that whether they are impacted. Because whenever you have some illness, some ailment, after knowing that yes, this is the ailment you are suffering from, you start taking care about to prevention and the situation to go into the worst. So we started with the free diagnostic facility, and after that the people knew that what is their aim, and by that they are also prevent the spreading, because it is the contiguous, not in the sense of the contiguous, but into the, this can be spread, this can be transmitted from the one person to the other person by the sexual intercourse. Okay, after that we also focus from the transmitting it from the parent to children, because during the pregnancy or during the different treatment there is the chances, like the breastfeeding also, this can be transmitted from the mother to the children. Okay, so in that case we can able to prevent, and also we manage to prevent it from the infected by the TB and such disease that can be infected, and they become very much fatal in the case of if already there is the HIV. Okay. So this was the main thing, and beside that we also saw the flexibility and adaptability over the time. We started with our capacity that we give ART to the only who have the eligibility criteria, such as the CD4 4 count less than 200. Okay, so this is the situation when this count become lesser than 200, it's considered as the fatal. Okay, after that we further go to the, if the CD4 has the lesser than 500 cell per millimeter square, and finally we provided this treatment to all. So treat all approach was adopted, and yes, into the 2017 onwards, because our capacity was built up, and when we go for this approach. Okay, and this reduced the virus transmission at the both individual and the community level, and supplemented by the free viral load testing for the person with the HIV on the treatment. Okay. So this is the main thing where we have achieved. We reduced the patent visiting travel time and the cost by providing the free treat for all. Beside that, we also increased the treatment and adherence by the decongested ART centers. Here we provided the treatment to the all approach, and we provided this medicine for the 2 or 3 months, and by that we decongested the treatment center hospitals, and by that if you are giving the person the medicine for the 2 3 hours or 2 3 months, so they have to visit less to these centers, and there will be the less congestion. And if there will be the less congestion, the those who are working as the health workers, these care workers, they have more time to spend with those who are suffering from the serious ailment. So this initiative of providing the 2 to 3 months of the medicine, that provided lot of opportunity for the medical workers. Okay. India continually added the newer and more potent drugs, because we whenever find that the more potent drug, they have the more efficiency of the drug, we included. For example, in 2020 we included DTG. Okay, so it was the dolutegravir. Okay, so we initiated into the 2020, and in the 2021 we started with the rapid ART initiation. It means that whenever there is we know the status, we within within 7 days of the HIV diagnosis, we started the treatment. This was the case, and by that, we able to suppress this disease virus in a much effective manner. Okay. So, what about this India's National AIDS Controls Program? What are the major points you should know? The main goal is that we have to reduce 80% of the infection by the 2025. We want to reduce the AIDS related death mortality, means death by the 80%. Okay. So we want to reduce both the infection as well as the death. It means that if the infection, the people 100 or the 200 or the 1000 people are getting infected, so what will be the 80% of the 1000? We want to reduce annual new HIV infection by the 80%. Okay. So we will reduce the 80%. If there is the 1000, 80% reduction means only 200 people will live with the infection. If there is the death cases of the 200, what will the 80% reduction of the 80% reduction? Only 40 people will die. Okay, so you can understand what is the infection. Infection and mortality is different thing. Infection means people just infected, and the mortality means number of the people who are dying. If the number of the people who are infected 100, after the 80% suppression, it will be just 20 people will left with the infection. If there is the uh, 40, take 100 people are dying, and after 80% reduction, it will be only the 40 people, only the 20 people who will die into the next year. So this is the aim. Other aim is the eliminate the vertical transmission of the HIV and syphilis. What is the syphilis? This is the also disease that is transmitted due to the sexual intercourse. Okay. So it is sexually transmitted. If there is the two person who are involved into the sexual intercourse, there is the chances that this, if the one person is infected by the syphilis, there is chances that it can impact the other person. The other way of the infection transmission is the breastfeeding. Okay. During the pregnancy, the children can be infected from the mother if there is the transfusion of the blood or any such thing. Okay. So here it is given that the syphilis is the sexually transmitted, and this sexual transmission can be in the form of the, even if the sexual intercourse is in the vaginal, anal or the oral. So in the all form of the sexual intercourse, there is the chance that it could be transmitted. So be very careful. What is the goal of our India National AIDS Control Program? Phase 5 that is going on presently. So please be very careful what is the goal, and to achieve this goal, what we are targeting. That is very important for the prelims. In the prelims, they can ask that what are the NSCP phase 5 aims. So what is the aim? That was the goal. And how we achieve that goal? By the reducing 95 target by the 2025. What is the 95, 95, 95? This means that the first step is that whoever is infected, if the 100% are the infected, 95 people out of 100 should know that what they are infected, they are diagnosed. So diagnosis of the 95% of the people out of 100, 95 people should diagnose, and they should know the HIV status, the first stage. Second stage is that after the diagnosis, what comes? The antiretroviral therapy that should be started. So if there is the 95 people who have been diagnosed, after that the out of 95, the 95% of the 95, it will be near about 91 people. 91 people should be getting the antiretroviral therapy, ART. Okay. And after getting this therapy, at least 95% of the 91, again it will be around 81 out of 91, 81 to 82 people should be achieve the viral suppression. The threat of the death should be reduced. Out of 91 people should feel that they are not going to die, they will be safe. Okay, so this is the case, and this is we are focusing to improve the diagnosis, treatment and the viral suppression rate. So this is the main thing we want to achieve, we want to adopt. So very important, this is the national this National AIDS Control Program, you should remember NACP, National AIDS Control Program, NACP. This is very important for the prelims as well as the mains, because we can implement all this thing into the other area. For example, if there is the cases of the TVs, we can implement into the TV. We are implementing many of the this provision. We can implement in the many of the this vector-borne disease. Okay, so we can implement all this thing in the different area. That's why it's become very important. Next thing that comes is the crossing the hurdles. That is talking about the what are the challenges that we are still facing. For example, many a times we know that the many patients seeking treatment only when there is the CD4 count is below 200. Okay, so this is the case. Generally, it's happened with the normal as normal people. Means we also feel that whenever there's, for example, if we have the small cough or the sneezing, we do not go for the medication. We think that let's observe that if there will be the dire cases, then I will go. So initiation, resistance, inertia that comes for the initiation of the medication is always there. And in the case of this medication of this HIV and AIDS is also there. When the people feel that where the CD counts that goes below 400, this is the very dire case. This is the very severe and sensitive case. After that, for example, if there is the cancer, if you will start at the very initiation, at the very initial stage, there is the chances that of the survival is very high. So this is the case in that as well. After that, the patient may start feeling the better on the ART and then stop taking the medicines. Generally, we do also, whenever we go for the some medication after 2 or 3 days or that pass and we feel that the better now we are the comfortable, then without consulting with the doctors, we stop taking the medication. So this is the case with the HIVs and the this AIDS patent as well. The third thing is that in the remote area accessibility is still very low. So into the remote hilly terrain or the backward region where the mostly the backward, the poor and vulnerable people they are residing, there is the chances that this is not going, and that's why the cases is high and death rate is high. Private sector engagement is still low because they don't feel that there is the more outcome, particularly in the case of the benefit, and that's why they are not engaged. And there is also challenge of the continuous training and the capacity building of the healthcare staff. Okay, so many times we lack the capacity of the healthcare staff. Okay. Beside that, what is the challenging? We need to integrate this HIV program with the other health programs such as the hepatitis, diabetes, hypertension, mental health, because in these cases, this HIV and AIDS become very severe. Okay, so we need to involve all these things. Why this was successful? Why we are celebrating it as the successful? Because it is the first thing, it is the government bill. The government continuously implemented this program despite there is a lot of pressure of the funding, and that's why the funding was continuous as well. Okay, so sustainable and adequate funding was there. Okay, there was regular review of the program, and after that, if there was any chances of the improvement, we did so. So review, implementation was complemented by the other initiatives such as for example, there was the medication, the therapy that was given for the 2-3 months. Okay, other such we included that it should not be transmitted from the mother to the children. We provided the safety care of the children. Vertical transmission means one generation to the other. This is the vertical. Okay, so vertical transition we prevented. We also went to suggest the mother that what type of the delivery is better. For example, to prevent this transmission from the mother to the child during the childbirth, during the delivery, we also suggested that it is better to go with the cesarean, as there is the less chances of the transfusion of the blood. So all these things that is implemented. Okay. So we need to, why it was because we demonstrated that there is the effectiveness of the government run public health program. This proved, and this also proved and provided the valuable insight that we can learn, we can implement in other, and that's why we need to implement in other area. So on this basis, the UPSC can ask that How can the lesson learned from the India's free antiretroviral therapy EART initiative be applied to the other public health programs? So here you should start your answers with the what was the contextual background when it was started, what was the case, what was the availability of the medicine. After that, how gradually we started and we reached to the free ART, and also we brought the improvement in that. After that, you can bring the other area where it can be implemented. Okay, so you can bring all the area, like the in the case of the tuberculosis, or in the case of the vector-borne disease, or the other area, like the we also going for the universal immunization. In that case also we can implement, and in the last you can conclude accordingly. It means that you should conclude with the summarizing all the positive area that we have implemented. This will be a holistic answer, and it will be very effective whenever you are going to write into your mains. Okay, this will fetch very good marks. So this is all about from the this news article. नेक्स्ट इम्पोर्टेंट न्यूज़ जो है वो हमारा एडिटोरियल से है, मैलिफैक्टर्स मिसगिविंग्स। ये है जो अभी पॉलिटिक्स चल रही है इंडिया में, उसको बेसिक्स है, कोई ये ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है ये। दिस इज जस्ट टू नो दैट व्हाट इज द पॉलिटिकल सिनेरियो दैट इज गोइंग ऑन। अभी जो इंडिया में सिस्टम चल रहा है, पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का जो सिस्टम है, उसको क्या कहा जा रहा है? उसको कहा जा रहा है भारतीय जनता पार्टी डोमिनेटेड पॉलिटिकल पार्टी सिस्टम। क्योंकि बीजेपी का इस समय इतना कॉम्पिटेंस है कि ये किसी भी स्टेट में किसी भी पार्टी को चैलेंज देने के इसके अंदर पोटेंशियल है, ताकत है। दैट्स व्हाई इट इज नोन एज द भारतीय जनता पार्टी डोमिनेटेड पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम। ओके, टू काउंटर इट वी हैव नाउ द Congress, and the Congress is making the state-wise alliance to counter the BJP dominance, and BJP has the power to dominate even the alone. Okay, BJP has also the alliance, but the Congress is making the alliance just to defeat the BJP. And yes, कांग्रेस का जो अलायंस है, दैट द अलायंस ऑफ द कांग्रेस दैट इज सेलेक्टिव एंड इट इज a state wise alliance. Okay, so here the state wise alliance based on the need to unity against the BJP, that is the mainly. अभी हमने देखा जो महाराष्ट्र में है या उत्तर प्रदेश में है या बिहार में है, this is the Hindi belt, this is उत्तर प्रदेश and the Bihar is the Hindi belt, and where the BJP has the high success rate in the election. It is as high, it is the 90%. जो the election that we saw previously, 90% of the seat that was won by the BJP into the 2019 election. This is the case. Okay, the issue with the Congress is that even the alliance that it is making is not that much effective. For example, in the Bihar, we saw that there has been the defection, there has been the breakaway, switching off from the Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. So we saw that there has been the erosion of the vote base into the Bihar. Okay, so we know that the Nitish Kumar has the vote base into the OBC, particularly into the those who are the extremely backward caste. So here the editorial want to say that despite the alliance of the Congress with the Mandal parties that are the parties that supported the Mandal Commission and implementation of the Mandal Commission, that is for the reservation of the OBC, and particularly we know that RJD, JDU in the UP, Samajwadi Party, SP, BSP, all they are, particularly BSP will not that much consider the Mandal party, but it is a Dalit dominated party, but the SP, RJD, all they are the Mandal party. So here the main aim of this alliance with the Congress should be on the Mandal party, but Congress should not go for the old politics on the basis of the Mandal Commission and the Mandal politics, that castization of the politics, that should not be there. Besides that, there is the one drawback of the Congress is that its alliance with the Pappu Yadav. Okay, so here we see that there has been the, it is showing that he was a strong man, he has the criminal record. So many times they give indication that the criminalization of the politics, and if the Congress is going to take the support of the such type of the party, so this is not so giving a good indication. So this is all about from this news article. Next important news that is from the compounding crisis. This is from the editorial news again, and it is talking that how due to the water crisis the situation is worsening. And here it start with the data that is provided from the Central Water Commission. It has provided that the now we have only 23% of the holding capacity with the reservoir in the south. Means as per there, if they have the capacity of to hold the 100 liter, now they have the only 23 liter, and this is continuously decreasing. So you should know this data is coming from the Central Water Commission. And what is the Central Water Commission? This is the apex technical organization that provide the technical assistance, support and knowledge awareness, all this thing to the different ministry and the government. It's work under the Ministry of the Jal Shakti. Okay, so please remember this can be asked into the prelims. Department of the Water Resource, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation. This is the area where it's work. Okay, so maximum mostly it's provide the technical guidance, support and coordination for the overall development and management of the water resource into the India. And by that it have the lot of extensive network, like the it's provide the water level in the different river basins and the river and the reservoirs all where. Okay, it's also provide for the groundwater level as well as the water quality, sedimentation into the reservoir. These are the mandate, that is the area where it's work. Most important thing that into the prelims they can ask is the water yearbook that is provided by this Central Water Commission. So please remember Central Water Commission here, Central Water Commission. So who provide the yearbook on the water? Water yearbooks. Okay, so this is the water yearbooks. This is provided by the Central Water Commission. Okay, so please remember all these things. What are the reason for the decrease in the this water level and the crisis? The first thing is the in the climatic change and the climatic condition, weather condition changing, weather pattern and the climate and the phenomena such as the El Nino events. El Nino event, what is this? This is the condition under that the waterfall, the precipitation, the rainfall into the India decreases, the monsoon become weak, and it is due to the weakness of the this air pressure gradient between the this west of the Peru. This is the Peruvian situation and the Indian western area. Okay, so if there is the low pressure gradient, the air that is coming from the sea to the land, that will be slow, the moisture content will be low, and in that case there will be the low rainfall. Okay, this is the first reason. The second reason is that there has been the gradual increase into the warmest year, and it is due to the climate change. So we consider that we are going to make the record continuously for the each year coming. They are giving the highest warmest year, and it will be continued till the 2026. So upcoming 2 years, 3 years, there will be the continuous increase into the global temperature. Okay. Beside that, we have seen that now general election incoming and the outdoor campaign will be more and more. So increase outdoor activity, and that's why there will be the water demand. This is normal thing, but yes, it is if what is the impact of this general election. So in the short, you can know. Okay, why this is happening? Because the government has failed into the preparedness and the implementation, and whatever the suggestion that has been provided into the previous year, the government has failed to learn from the failure and the situation and the crisis into the previous year, and each year we are facing such situation. Okay, beside that, we see that the climate change that is exacerbating, this exacerbate the situation, become it's make the situation more worse, and that's why there is the drought condition and the disease that are spreading. And if this is the situation, this is going to impact the vulnerable section, those who are suffering from the other social vulnerability. For example, the women, they have to fetch the water from the long distance. If the water crisis impact, this is going to impact the women's of the society. Beside that, there could be the impact on the forest dwelling, the tribal people, the scheduled caste people, the Dalit. They are going to impacted by the mostly, because those who have the capacity to buy the water, they can buy. But for those who for buying that is become the so much costly they cannot afford. So this is the situation. Okay. So here what is need? The policy maker have to be recognize the future crisis and they have to be very serious about the implementation part. Okay. So here they should be careful about the socio-economic challenge that is going to be influenced by the climate change and the angle of the climate change on the socio-economic status of the people. So this is the editorial that is talking about all this thing. Next important news that we are going to take is from the opinion. Here it is talking about the workers, not the tech should be the state priority. Here it is talking into the case of the Aadhaar based payment system that has been announced by the central government. So we are talking about the Aadhaar based payment system and it is made compulsory for the Manrega workers. This is the Manrega, that is the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Here we are going to provide the guarantee for those rural unskilled worker, those want to work for the 100 days, they are provided with the 100 days of the work. If they say that they don't have the work, they don't have the livelihood, any person is eligible. If even you will go, it is not considered as whether what is your economic condition, but generally it is the manual work and it is unskilled work. So you should remember unskilled work, this is the manual work, and this is the case where the guarantee of the 100 days are given and it is on the minimum wage that is provided. So you should be knowing this is the priority. So technology is very good thing when it is implemented in an effective manner. So it is as it was expected that we are going to link the Aadhaar with the job card of the Manrega. The Manrega worker have the job card, and as they work, their number are added, that they have added for the 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and the money was directly sent to the this Aadhaar linked job card, Aadhaar and account. Three will be linked. So by the Aadhaar card, it will give that the how many works you have done, how many days you have worked. Aadhaar card will authenticate by your fingerprints or your iris, and this the directly into the bank account the money will goes. But the thing is that in the rural area they are suffering from the internet service connectivity. The poor people, they are involved in this because who don't have the work and they have to do the manual work on the 200, 250, 270 rupees on a whole day. Their condition is not good. Now it is near about the 370 rupees something. So different state have a different this wage pattern under the Manrega. Okay, so the issue is that the internet services are not good. So you are you are connecting all these things with the internet. You have to link because only then the money will come. There is also chances that those who work manually, their fingerprint, this is not these skins are not that much readable, and that's why the machine doesn't catch. There is the errors that is significantly, that is the very frequently shown. So this, if the person who don't have the work and they are not able to get their fingerprint registered or they are not able to get the money, they suffer a lot because on a daily basis they need money so that they can survive. If there is the denial in the manual system, they will sign, they will ask to those who are the official that yes, I am there, there is the proof manually. But if that is rejected by the electronics, this is the electronics media, or this is the electronics this equipments, so they don't have the solution. Denial means denial, and there is no person to contact and rectify this, and they have to go a lot of places to authenticate. They have to go authentication for the banks and also for the Aadhaar centers. Okay, beside that there is the issue of the unrecorded work. Many a times the digital media this fails to record their work and they cannot justify. But the manually they have the proof, they can go to the official Gram Panchayat person and they can say that yes, I have work, you have missed, please rectify. But to the this devices you cannot interact. They are just yes or no. They can register or reject. There is no justification that this is the region that I do not able to do. So until and unless the writer want to say that this is good that there is a security under this system, ABPS. This is the Aadhaar based payment system. This is good. This is the security, and security providing the less chances of the leakage and the corruption. This is good, but the thing is that if the people start suffering because your this digital system, your internet devices, internet connectivity is not good, the people will suffer. They will prefer that instead of this, just give me cash money. Just give me the manually the money, record manually, because I can justify if this system fails. So either create a robust system of registration, because there has been the elimination of the 5.2 crores of the workers, and this is not that all or the fake or the duplicate. There is the chances that many of them, 5.2 crores, many of them may be the genuine workers who were not able to register under the ABPS system. And recently, as per the data, 34% of the card holder, they are not able to qualify under ABPS system, and they are the genuine. This is the case where this technology becomes a bit negative for the interest of the social welfare. So many a times your technology should not be given the preference. Technology and the security should come when it has the robust basis, robust already strong system already have been created. Otherwise it will create the chaos, and that is the system here the writer want to say that. Okay. So security takes a back seat and reliant on the technology that is there. Okay, employment security takes a back seat. Okay, design and implementation of Aadhaar-based payment system prioritize the technology above the welfare. This is the main issue. Okay. So here, what is the main aim of this type of the scheme, Manrega or the other such welfare scheme? They want to bring the equality in the society and reduce the inequality and alleviate the socio-economic distress where the people don't have the job. For example, in the COVID time, this Manrega became a base point. There was lot of demand of the Manrega because people do not have the job. They required the Manrega type the scheme, and if you will start bringing the technology that is not foolproof, you say that you are going to save the money, but instead of the saving the money, the interest of the people who are suffering from the hunger and poverty, that should be always taken the first priority. Okay, so this is also we see that it is for the improving the nutrition, gender equality and social insurance against the any of the shock. Okay, and the gender equality because women's participation was large. Okay, political transparency, or because at the rural area, at the grassroots area, they can held accountable to the people. Okay, so this was all that has been the taken the backseat if you are preferring the ABPS. This is the Aadhaar based payment system, ABPS. Okay. So rural guarantee scheme in India like the Manrega contributes to direct or indirectly to the sustainable development goal, because sustainable development goals also talk about the reduction of the hunger, poverty, inequality. All this thing is under the SDG, and the Manrega is the solution and helping into the achieving these all goals. Okay. So here the solution is that you should use the technology as much as there is the proving that the technology is the robust that can be that can stand the test of any of the adversary. If you also have the alternative system, if the people are not able to get registered for the ABPS system, then they should have the manual chances, and in that case this is good. So there should be always the technology and the non-technology solution that should be combined. Here the writer is telling that here you should not make the technology as the priority, that I have to implement this technological initiative. So this is the not good. So here it has given that the there should be, it should not be the favor over the welfare and security of the workers instead of the technological priority that is given here. Okay, so this is all about from this news article, this news analysis. This is very important. So here we have completed most of the relevant area from the today's news article. We will conclude our session here. Thank you for joining the session. All the best. Jai Hind.